Okay, everyone, we're back with 18C now. Um, this one, the idea is to identify all third declension adjectives in the sentences that are below and tell what noun, again, each one is modifying and what gender, case, and number each one is. So I've got on the right here, I'm going to blow this up a little bit since we're dealing strictly with third declension adjectives now. You see, omnis is the example, both in the textbook here for this chapter. I think omnis is used. Yeah, here it is. Okay, third declension. I'm circling it here. So this shows the forms for third declension adjectives in all three genders. So um, adjectives in vocabulary lists that are first or second declension are always listed as, you see it as magnus dash a dash Third declension adjectives you'll see as omnis dash is dash a typically. Although third declension are a little bit different, they can be a little bit different in how they show up in vocabulary lists, but not to worry for now about that. Um, Third declension adjectives do bear a great resemblance to third declension nouns. The only difference is that there is a given nominative form, whereas third declension nouns can be a lot of things. Like you think of nox, noctis, night. It can have an X here. The word senator is a third declension noun that ends with an R. So, but with third declension adjectives, they do all have given definite forms for all cases and genders and all that. So I'm going to go back to the exercise here and we're going to work through a couple of these. So I'm going to keep the third declension chart open on the right here so we can refer to it. And we're going to identify adjectives from the third declension as they appear. So right off the bat, when we look at number one, we see omnes. So again, this is the example for the chapter. So that's definitely your first third declension adjective there. Are there other ones? See omnes, viatores. Look down below and you're going to see viator means traveler. Now that's not an adjective, that is a third declension noun. Again, notice the is ending for third declension, and the fact that it has gender given means it's definitely a noun. So it's not an adjective, we're going to leave it alone. Calpona, or calponas, you know as a first declension noun. Calpona means in. Vesperi is given down below, meaning in the evening. Um, and so that's not an adjective you have to worry about now. And then the verb adveniebant means they were arriving. So someone was arriving at the inns in the evening. And let's see who that is. Omnes, again in singular. Let's have a look over here. In singular, it means every, like every dog will have his day. But in the plural, it means all. So it's kind of a weird adjective. It depends on whether it's singular or plural, how you say it. You wouldn't say all dog or every dogs. So it changes from singular to plural. So here we're talking about travelers. All the travelers were arriving, adveniebant, to or at the inns in the evening. So here, omnes definitely describes viatores. Now it's kind of easy this time around because viator is a third declension noun and omnis is a third declension adjective, and this is why they have the same ending here. They won't always, like there are little departures between third declension adjectives and third declension nouns. For the most part they do match, but for nouns, ablative singular here, let's go back, see ablative here. Ablative singular is omni for all three genders, but for a noun, it's going to be the ending would be the letter e, not the sound e or the letter I here. So there is that difference. But for the most part, third declension adjectives do have the same endings as third declension nouns do, and that's the case here with number one in 18C. All the travelers. That's nominative, plural, and viator, as we see down here, is masculine. So this is omnes is nominative for the subject, it's plural in its number, and it is masculine, modifying the travelers here. All the travelers were arriving at the inns in the evening. Um, So gender, case, number I gave you there, and what noun it's modifying, no doubt about it. Number two, Apollodorus. He's the innkeeper. If you remember, the fat Greek innkeeper. Apollodorus is, and dominus means master, and then we have another form of omnis here. This is omnium. We'll get to that in a second. Then we have servorum, which is a form of slaves, and then qui means who. Sunt, are, like they are, and then in calpona, in the inn. So if we put it all together, it's Apollodorus is. Now here is where the only trouble where you might run into, like, is it all the masters or something about all the slaves? But this is who are in the inn. So the only thing to figure out really is Apollodorus is something, blah blah blah, who are in the inn. Now, Dominus is definitely referring to Apollodorus. He is the master. This we know. But omnium servorum, what case and gender and number is this? Servorum, I'm going to go back and shoot back. Oh, hold on. I'm going to shoot back over here. I'm going to look at nouns again. You see servus, which you've seen many times, is a second declension masculine noun. So servus means slave. But what is servorum? What case and number and all that is that? And if we look down the chart, we see servorum. So genitive, plural, servorum. So that means of the slaves. Remember, genitive means of something. Master of slaves, it looks like Apollodorus is. And now, does servorum match up with omnium? So we have to shoot back down to our third declension adjective table here, and we look down. We say masculine because we know we're dealing with slaves. And then we look at genitive right here and plural, and run across to here and see omnium. And it is indeed a match for the servorum. It's genitive, it's masculine, and it's plural. Omnium servorum. So how is that going to be translated? Apollodorus is the master of all the slaves who are in the inn. So omnium and servorum, genitive, plural, and masculine. That is, you take your cue from the noun servorum. It's genitive, genitive, plural, and it is masculine, and omnium is as well. So that's two. I'm gonna do one more because again this is always hard. So bear with me here. Again, I'm sorry for the long video, but I hope it helps. Number three, in omni urbe magna aedificia sunt. Okay, so we have two adjectives in this sentence. One is omni, again a form of omnis over here. Where can we look and we can find it? It's either dative, which you have not even learned yet, so I don't think you're going to throw that at you just yet, or it's ablative. Omni also appears as an ablative, singular. So, what could omni be describing? Urbe is the logical choice here because of its closeness to the adjective. Although again, magna is close to the city too here, to the urbe. So you can't always tell by the position of it. But here I think we're going to rely definitely on case, gender, number once again. So if we think about urbe, urbis is yet again another third declension adjective. So I'm going to shoot down here and check out our glossary again. See if we can find that for sure. So you can look this up. Bear with me as I make my way through this. Where are you, herbs? Here you are. Okay. Okay, so we see herbs, urbis. The genitive plural is urbium. It is a feminine word and it is city. So, herbs, urbis is third declension. So can now urbe, since it's third declension, we're going to look at the third declension chart one time, and we're going to see that the a ending, the letter e, is and only is ablative singular for all three genders here. So we are talking about an ablative for urbe, And we just said that omni is also ablative from that chart down here. We see the omnis for the ablatives right here. There's ablative. So omni and urbe are a match, ablative singular and feminine. And magna and aedificia are also a match. Aedificium is a second declension neuter. Right here would be an example. Second declension neuter. Aedificium. Baculum is going to have the same exact endings as aedificium would. They're both second declension and neuter. And magna, I'm going to cut to the chase. Well, I'll show you. Magnus again. If we look at the example from this chart using Magnus, we can say that magna does match for a neuter noun like aedificium. So magna and aedificia are also a match. So now the question is it big buildings are in every city are in big buildings? I mean, you have to use common sense here. This is ablative because it's the object of this preposition. In, again, takes the ablative case. So in omni urbe is a prepositional phrase, and this leaves magna aedificia as the subject of the sentence. So big buildings are in every city. So here magna modifies aedificia and omni modifies urbe. Case, gender, and number. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I wish you the best of luck. Please send me any messages if you're confused still. I know that's possible, so I'm happy to hear from you. I have the whole week off as you do, and I'm doing some work this week. Take care and good luck.